Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be going over Quarto, which is a very powerful book publisher. If you ever seen a gorgeous how-to, art craft, or cooking, or kids nonfiction books at a major retailer or museum shop, there's a good chance that, yeah, it came from the Quarto Group. We're going to be touring their website, break down their imprints, the rights, the co-edition, distribution, sustainability, and how to work with them if you're interested in pursuing that avenue. Um, I'm not sure where we're going to slate this, as I would normally put it in imprints, but we are going to be going over the Little People, Big Dreams, which is from uh, Francis Lincoln children's books, which are pretty cool, and a lot of their programs as well. I may put them into both. We'll just see. But without further ado, let's open the covers. Get the screen share going. Screen share, we like you so much. Will you cooperate with us today? Looks like you will. All right, that's a little small, so let's make it a little bit bigger. Big, big, maybe? Big, big, big. There we go. All right. Well, we got some seasonality things going on with Santa in tow. What else we got on their little scrolly banner things? Okay. Neat. More Christmas. Well, it's more Halloween themed, but that's cool too. Vegan month. I had no idea vegans had a whole month to themselves. Now I do. And then we have some Thanksgiving promotionals. So looking at their website, we're going with plain Jane White, and it's pretty clean. The navigation bar at the top is pretty pretty sparse, but in a good way. They got the US UK breakdown, and yeah. So Quarto at a glance. So the Quarto Group creates a wide variety of books and intellectual property products with a mission to inspire life's experiences. Produced in many formats for adults, children, and the whole family, our products are visually appealing, informative, rich, and stimulating. That is true of them. They focus very much on cover art that makes you want to pick up the book because that's half the sale right there. Get the book in the hand, and it's halfway out the door. Now, the subject matter is the other half, or the content within. So if you can get the book in the hand, it's a good thing. So they really focus on that aspect. The group encompasses a diverse portfolio of imprints and businesses that are creatively independent and expert in developing long-lasting content across specific niches of interest. They do cover a lot of niches. A lot of them are in the nonfiction spectrum. Even their kids line has a lot of nonfiction in them. Quarto sells and distributes its products globally in over 50 countries and 40 languages through a variety of sales channels, partnerships, and routes to market. Quarto employs guesstimated 300 talented people in the US and the UK. The group was founded in London. It's domiciled in the US. So, yeah, we got some neat things: history, our people, careers, distribution services, and sustainability. And they do present themselves the leading global illustrator book publisher. I have nothing to dispute that fact, so I'm going to treat it as true until proven otherwise. If you can unprove it, I'd like to know down in that comments section. Leave a comment. Prove your case. Um, so next we're going to go to their people and values, I believe. Yeah, so this is about the Lucky 300. There is a movie called 300. I wonder if there's any correlation, which would be very entertaining to me if so. Anyway, our 300 talented employees across 5 offices in 3 countries, as well as a wide network of creative contributors and freelancers, help us make and sell great books every day. As a creative business, we are practically dependent on our people. We strive to create a culture in which all our people flourish and foster strong values to create a fair working environment. We invest in our people by providing them with the tools, technology, and training needed to meet the dynamic challenges of our market and the evolving needs of our customers. Quarto is dedicated to attracting and retaining the best people who are as diverse as our customers and books. We strive for our people's policies to be globally fair and equal. And here is a snapshot of looks to be happy people, except this guy. He's amused by something else going on at that table, for good or ill. Not sure, but yeah. Let's see. Our core values. Corto's core values, which shape our business, are generated by the staff and reviewed and updated annually to ensure that they are front of mind and heart of generally embedded in everything we do. Our core values are global, equitable, responsive, and responsible. So GERR. GERR. Their acronym is GER. Haha. Creating locally in the UK and US, we publish with a truly global mindset and seek to represent the diversity of ideas, innovation, and creativity from around the world. Equitable, we strive to create the space of everyone to do their best work and to aim to fill that space with people from a wide range of backgrounds to foster an inclusive and welcoming environment, both internal and with our external collaborators. We trust each other and facilitate a collaborative and respectful culture where each voice is heard and we grow together along the way. So, I worked in book publishing, and collaborators to me, and I'm not saying they are intending it this way, but to me, from my experience, that means contract workers, hired guns. They're there to do one job. If they do a good job, we may repeat business with them. If they do a bad job, we're not going to repeat business with them. So that's what that part means to me. But again, they could have a different intention. I can't speak for them because they are not here to speak for themselves. Now, a space for everyone to do their best work and aim to fill that space of people from a wide range of backgrounds. I agree with the idea of if you do not have a life experience on the subject matter being presented, you have no business writing a nonfiction perspective piece on that. Um, but outside of that, whoever can do the best job does the best job. It doesn't matter what background you're from. Um, Now, being an inclusive and welcoming environment, that's all well and good. And guys, I'm not going to be bashing him here. I'm just saying there's some read between the lines stuff you probably should keep in mind. Um, that's book publishing at large. There's nothing nefarious about these people. That's just that whole culture, more or less. Responsive. We react and respond to an ever-changing market, innovating and taking calculated risk with permission to fail, to deliver the right products for our customers, readers, and creators with best-in-class service. So, they don't mind doing specialty projects so long as they have money in the bank. To me, that's what that statement means. We will push the envelope as long as we're profitable with our core engine of profitable products and backlist of products. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to do that. They would be out of business. You can't go to the market with an untested product and hope for the best. You can, but if you fail, you're out of business and out a lot of money. Responsible. We publish with integrity and create books that we believe in with the intent to enrich, never harm. We seek to reduce our impact on the planet. Yeah, reduce our impact on the planet and support social and environmental initiatives that align with our values. So they're very much on this statement about world change for the betterment, which is a lofty goal. I appreciate that very much. And align with our values. Okay. So they may do some charitable and event type stuff as well. We'll find out as we continue to go down this rabbit hole of Quarto. So let's read this one. Our commitment to diversity and inclusion. Quarto is committed to equality, diversity, and inclusion. We condemn systemic racism in society in all its forms. The Quarto Group is an equal opportunities employer. We believe that employing a diverse workforce is an important factor in success and make recruiting decisions based on applicants' experience and skills. We welcome applicants from all members of society, irrespective of age, gender, disability, sexual orientation, race, religion, or belief. We are monitoring the diversity of our staff and published authors against the national census annually and providing staff with unconscious bias and inclusion training to promote diversity. We are also committed to finding ways to improve our industry's practices. Quarto denounces any and all forms of hate, discrimination, and oppression, does not condone the use of its products and any practices aimed at harming or demeaning any group or individual. Okay, Johnny, you got to be careful for your next set of comments here. Okay, Johnny, I believe we can do it. So, now that we are out of the third person, I believe, and this may go against the Quarto ethos, that again, if you're writing on subject matter and you have not grown up, whether that's a racial or gender disability, religion, and any of the other things they mentioned here, you have no business writing about it from that perspective because you have nothing to garner over other than rumor or hearsay. Um, Outliers in that maybe meaning having a family member you take care of that bucket qualifies in, then I do think you have some legitimate business writing about that subject matter. But keep in mind, you aren't from the perspective of that person, but you're viewing them constantly. So you can write definitely from that perspective. As long as you're clear up front about that, great. Now, with everything else, I believe hiring the best person to do the best job. That's important. It doesn't matter if they need them to fit a certain bucket. I mean, we're not running the for president or governor here. Um, and I get what they're trying to do. I just think it's too much on the nose. Um, and they should just hire the best people to do the best job. Now, if they need a disability person, somebody in a wheelchair, hiring somebody that has a disability in a wheelchair to write about that particular piece makes total sense to me. Now, hiring that person for the sake of being in a wheelchair just to say you have a person that's in a wheelchair on your workforce, I don't agree with that. They could be a terrible employee. And that goes to all these other buckets here. Hire the right person to do the correct job. Because else you're defining them by that bucket. And if we want to believe in true equality, we need to get rid of the buckets altogether. And it's literally the best of the best. It doesn't matter. Everybody's on even footing. Now, you may blast me in the comments for such a horrible statement. How dare I? But it's what I believe, and I'm entitled to my own opinion, as are you. You can disagree with me. I'm okay with your disagreement. All right. Now that I've got on my soapbox, let's go on to our stance against censorship. Ooh, fight the man. The Quarto Group stands against censorship in all its forms and supports authors, educators, librarians, and booksellers. Hey, I'm a bookseller. We work to defend and ensure equal and equitable access to books for all. I love that statement. I'm on board. Let's see if I agree with the rest of it. We believe everyone deserves the right to read about a variety of experiences and perspectives. Also agree? We are committed to encouraging intellectual curiosity, and we support our authors' fundamental rights to share their stories with readers. Cool. Visit the National Coalition Against Censorship, PEN America. We talked about them. I need to do a video on them at some point. And the American Library Association, another video. Office of Intellectual Freedom to learn more and to report instances of censorship. I agree. So let us look at their staff here, or their board of directors. We've got Chuck Kin Lao, or maybe it's Shuk Kin Lao. I'm not sure on the pronunciation. Mei Long Lam and Andre Giunti Lombardo. So, yeah, non-executive director, and then you got the president and group CEO. Interesting that I guess he's the president of the board and the CEO of the company. So that makes sense why he got double billed there. And yeah. So I believe based off their values and the people they hire, they have the best intentions in the world. And I do believe they want to make the best products in the world with those people that they have hired. I just hope they are not defining their hiring by buckets just to have a checkbox. If that's not the case, cool. Totally on board. High five these people. I give a high five to Chuk, May, and Andre. Haha. Now, if it's the other way, I frown and I squint hard and maybe make a burning noise in my brain. But I digress. We shall go on with our Quarto deep dive here. Do. So they do produce heavily illustrated nonfiction, art instruction, crafts, do it yourself, cooking, lifestyle, design, transportation, reference, spirituality, and a broad children's list. So I'm mainly familiar with them with their children's list because I see them all over the place handling books. But I'm pretty sure that I've handled quite a few of their other works as well. So let's go take a look at their book section. Transport. Haha. And we're transporting. There we go. So we'll go through a couple of their pages here. I'll call out a few interesting titles, like Selena Gomez, the unofficial book crochet kit. I'm amused. Haha. That gives me the giggles on the inside. Cozy Cape Cuddles coloring. No, not a fan. Going on. Ultimate origami. Okay. Rate of pottery, the drawing habit. Bunch of gardening, cooking, stay calm, tranquil books. Oh, we got some classics. We got the Count of Monte Cristo, The Great Gatsby, The Secret Guardian. Oh, the Federalist Papers. Neat. And if you notice their pricing, it is both in dollars and euros, which is neat. And 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, activity books, Crime and Punishment, Epic Earth. That does look pretty epic. One cheese to rule them all. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Many questions, but we're going on to page 4 here. Luckily, I screened these advanced. I know there's one coming up. We're gonna have to go really, really fast. Street level Japan. I like the wraparound thing they did here. Now, if you're noticing, they have who did the work underneath the title, which is pretty cool. I would like to have had these hyperlinks so I could inquire more of either about the author or the editors or whatever Three Birds Renovation is. I assume it's a nonprofit association they partnered with, but I could be wrong. That's my only quirk here. Otherwise, this is fantastic. Well, I lied. My other quirk, just because of website stuff, I think some of these, and they may be limited, the shapes aren't consistent across the board, but working with websites long enough, I know that that is a huge hurdle to overcome to make everything symmetrical. And also, they produce books that are little tiny books to great big books, and scaling and ratio stuff. It's a nightmare if you're that kind of publisher and everything isn't uniformed, which is the case for them. So they've probably chosen not to proceed with that avenue just because of all their different formattings and sizes, which makes sense. What's this book? Forest Fairies, Mushrooms, and Goblins, sticker, color, and activity book. I'm not a child, but this invokes the child in me, and I kind of want it. But we're going to go on to whatever this is over here. Sweater Success. Okay, sure. Alternative for the masses. This one's cool. Books to be read. It is a TBR book to house your reading list of other books. Fantastic. Going on. Let's do Christmas Pickle. Many words that I can't say or I'll get demonetized, but amusement. Monsters, Mayhem, and Myths. Sticker, coloring, and activity book. Okay. Uh, the birders draw the birders. Something I never thought I'd say. Drawing and coloring kit. Oh, there's the thing. Go away. Make it go away. Ah, dangerous, dangerous, Johnny. Very dangerous. We got the Sabrina Carpenter books and crochet kit. All right. Baby animals, some cozy corner Christmas. Okay, we're gonna rapid fire unless I see something real. What? Sabrina Carpenter again. National Parks crochet. Now, if I was a crochet person, this actually does look interesting because you got the little fire thing, um, some evergreen trees and tents, as well as the woodland creatures. That's actually a pretty cool niche book. Uh-oh. It's the Law and Order SVU Confidential book. Man, Pearl Jam. Okay. All right, this is the last page we'll do. Tarot symbols. Castle Core coloring book. Okay. Encyclopedia of Mythology, Dark Academia. I hate that term. I need to do a video on how much I hate that term. For another day, though. Home bartending mastery and homemade sausage making for beginners next to Taylor Swift. These two should not be next to each other for obvious reasons, or not so obvious reasons I will not go into. Carrying on. Oh, you're gonna get in trouble today, Johnny. You're gonna get in trouble. Um, so next we're gonna go on to again, this is what caused my maybe I should do a separate video. Maybe I'll include it in one. Maybe I'll put it in two different playlists. But Little People and Big Dreams with the Francis Lincoln children's books. So, Little People, Big Dreams is a multi-million copy kids biography series, board books to picture books, and gift treasuries. We're going to go to a separate website of theirs, of the whole Quarto Empire. And I need another link that we'll reference in a minute. All these links, I'll have them down in the description in a giant text wall of awesomeness. But going back, so, the Francis Lincoln children's books, books that celebrate the richness and diversity of our world today. I got the little owl logo looking at their name like, ooh, I like you. So, books that celebrate the richness and diversity of the world today. Francis Lincoln first began to publish books for children in 1983. Like her adult list, Frances' first children's books reflected her keen interest in art and great outdoors, as well as visual storytelling. Boasting the multi-million copy best-selling Little People Big Dreams series and the #1 New York Times bestseller. This book is anti-racist of the Empower of the Future series. FLCB is one of the world's most respected creators of picture books and gift titles that celebrate cultural diversity as well as narrative nonfiction. The list is strongly supported by bookshops, libraries, and institutions internationally, and we pride ourselves in working with some of the world's most innovative illustrators and storytellers. So, I got some information if you want to become a library, children's writer, author, not library. What you doing, Johnny? You can't even read today. High quality picture books, multicolor cultural books, poetry, and information books. If you have a book idea in one of our focus areas that you'd like to share with us, we'd love to hear it. Please follow the directions in the submission guidelines or submit your proposal. So, as you can see, they are part of the Quarto Group. They reference the UK office here and with a bunch of other people's contact information. So we're going to look real quick at their submission. So, blah, 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 blah. I bet you do have a lot of submissions. Okay, required things. So you pick a category here. There it is. There's the info I need. So once you pick out your category, you follow this guideline with their bullet point checklist, paragraph intro, and a bunch of other qualifiers, overview and concepts, visual materials. So they want you to have some, either you're drawing itself or you're paying somebody to draw it for you. And then marketing information, like who are you wanting to target. And then aside submission agreements. And then purchasing your own rights. That's fun. You wrote it. Now you got to purchase your own rights. Fun times. And that's pretty standard, to be fair, when you're working with the publisher and you're not going the self-publisher route. And it's good that they allow you that option. Most people do not. You sign the work over, they hand you a check, and it's no longer yours. You sold it. It's like selling your firstborn, gone forever. So, here's what I wanted to get to. Not the bureaucracy or the politics of, but little people, big dreams. So, this is a fast moving carousel. Got to have children's eyes to read it. All right, so welcome, dreamers, little people, big dreams. More than 14 million copies sold worldwide. They got a collectors club. Collect the series and win incredible prizes with our new collectors club. We're definitely taking a look at that. And that's just the same. And then we'll take a look at their Book Explorer page and their Dream Big Day. So, what do they got here? Welcome, dreamers. Welcome to the home of the little people, big dreams, the best-selling biography series for kids by Maria Isabel Sanchez Vergara. Vergara. I don't know. One of those. I'm sorry that I mispronounced your last name, but I think I got the other three of your names right. So 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Discover the lives of key figures from throughout history, from creatives and activists to scientists and politicians, told as a story with a facts and photos section at the back. Every story begins with the person as a small child, containing figures from many different experiences, backgrounds, and journeys. The series aims to develop children's empathy and their understanding of the world. Now, with more than 14 million copies sold worldwide, the series continues to grow and expand, introducing children around the world to a diverse range of figures from all walks of life. Now, okay, we're going to talk about great branding, little people, big dreams. That it has mass appeal even to children, and adults get the little smirky quirk, head nod. It's punny. It's great. And it's 4 words long. It's not a sentence. It's not a paragraph to get the point across. It is 4 simple words. Whoever was the marketing guy, kudos. Great, great job. Now, I love the fact that the series, they start with, I don't know, maybe Abraham Lincoln. And Abraham Lincoln's a small child. Maybe he's wearing a stupid top hat as a small child. That does provide empathy. You need relatability when talking to children. That's why you don't have a lot of kids' books featuring adults outside maybe mom and dad. It's from their perspective to get on their level. So even though the great work that they did came as an adult, putting them at least the starting level as a child is a great way to do that. That is, whoever came up with that concept, really good idea. Concept for let's do a whole franchisee series thing out of it. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So let's take a look at this. Well, let's look at their books first. Let's go down here. We got Bob Marley. See, as a child, Bob Marley. That's great. We got child Virginia Woolf. We got, yeah, that guy. I'm gonna butcher his name. Not doing it. Can't make me. We got Mary Earp's child. William Kamkwamba. Harry Styles' child. David Beckham child. Steven Spielberg. Look how nerdy he is. He is a child. That's great. Oprah Winfrey child. Chris Hoy child. Beethoven. That's great. What else we got? Now back to Bob Marley. The Bob Marley one's pretty good to lead off with. I will admit. I got a whole section about the author. So this is her clever idea, and then the illustrators. Uh, 70 different artists. Wow. Wow, that's great. We'll take a look at that. We need to give our artists some shout outs. Uh, okay. About the author. I want the there we go. There are the illustrators. They hid them. Oh, that's neat. You have a little piece of their artwork right beneath what they do. Oh, and their Instagram contact. That's great. Now, these are all probably contract workers. We're going to call them collaborators because they called them collaborators first. So if I was another book publishing firm and I saw this and I liked the artwork they did and I had an idea that they would be good for that project, I definitely hit them up. And I love that they put their Instagram information here. That was very nice of them. Normally, you got to send an email and hope for the best or try to pull up their social information yourselves. And it's blah. And everybody knows everybody in publishing. So word gets around. Well, within the respective niche or imprint fields, I would say. Everybody knows everybody within. Um, yeah, this is great. It goes on and on. You got all 70 here? Did they do all seven? That's a funny picture. That's great. I'm going to point out something I saw at the top, which not a lot of people know. Um, okay, we're going to go back up to the top here. Where's that lady with the doll? Ah, there she is. So I'm going to assume, as I don't know, but I do know a lot of writers and illustrators, they have dolls. It's to get out of their headspace and have a physical, tangible, human-like element to do poses, either to draw or come up with a visualization idea. It's a tactile thing for whatever's going on in your noggin. Mainly for writers who can't draw worth anything, is to help them with that. I've seen this a lot over my years here. So that's interesting that again, I'm going to assume that's what they're for. I may be off base with her in particular because I don't know what's your name? Anna Albero. I don't know her, but she's from Spain. People from Spain are cool. Okay, let's go on. Introducing our collectors club. Upload a photo of your collection to enter our unmissable monthly prize draws. Win a range of prizes from an illustration of you in our next book to art supply and book vouchers. A Little Dreamer wins each month, and it's open worldwide for all collections in English language. Use our printable collector's chart to tick off books you've read and view bonus reading list. As your collection grows, you'll unlock unique rewards as thanks to our readers. Collect our bonus reading list for extra prizes. Find the full prize list after the entry form. So this is meant for children to do. And how complicated did we make it? That's not complicated. Of course, they're probably calling mom and dad over to do it for them. Oh, you can do it by your class or a single child. Well, I think you have to have the adult do it because it's say, who are you submitting for? That makes more sense. Way to use your brain, Johnny. Way to go. How many Little People Beer Dream books have you collected in total? Please upload a photo of your entire collection. Okay. Have you completed? Okay. Please upload a photo of your reading list. Okay. Are you happy? Blah, blah, blah. Would you like to sign up? Blah, blah, blah. Prizes. What do we get? Oh, she got a certificate. What else she get? Whatever's one book to another. You just want a certificate, my poor child. Each month, the winner will be drawn at random for your submission to collection certain milestones. You'll unlock additional entries in their draw. Will receive a written dedication from the author is an upcoming book, plus an illustration of you in the same book. So that's cool. You also receive 150 pounds value in either art supply vouchers, book tokens, museum memberships, or animal sponsorships. Those are pretty cool. I like the museum piece and the animal sponsorship. Now, getting the illustration drawn, that's pretty cool. Your 15 minutes of fame. And then the 150 bucks going toward buying more of their stuff. So it comes right back to, we'll let you hold on to the money for a little while, but we know it's coming back to us because you can only spend it with us. But I'm not going to hate on that too much. I get it, but yeah. And the reason I like the museum and the animal sponsorship pieces is that gets them out into the world to get life experiences that they may not have otherwise. Like mom and dad may have had no interest either in doing it or having the affordability to do it. But now that they've won this museum prize, now they can go out and do an activity together as a family. And that might inspire that child to, I don't know, pick a career path, pick a hobby, or have a newfound interest in something they discover in that museum beyond the world of books. So that's very cool. And same for the animal sponsorship. That is super neat. Your collect milestone numbers are also below. 0 to 5 books, you get your one draw. 5 to 10, 2, 10 to 23, 20 to 44, 40 to 65, 60 to 80, blah, blah, blah. Same. Collect the bonus reading list shown on our collector chart to unlock the prizes below. One reading list, free unreleased ebook, and a chance for your writing to our feature on our website and newsletter. That's kind of neat. Three reading list, a star in the night sky named after you with accompanying star kit. Okay. I think I know what that is, but okay. Six times the reading list. One of a kind, Little People, Big Dreams themed story blanket. Interesting. Schools and libraries. We partnered with Peters, so you can order any of our six reading lists at discount as a ready parcel book pack. Each reading list comes with free merch, teacher's notes, and an instant prize when you submit a photo on our Collectors Club portal. Order here to win unmissable prizes. Okay. Again, I'm not picking on Quarto here. This is gimmicky, and it's great gimmicky for marketing because you're getting all these photos of happy children with their happy books and or people in real homes, either on the bookshelf or on the table on the floor of their books. And it's great for marketing. Makes great newsletter pieces, makes great Instagram photos, blah blah blah. Also, the children feel rewarded. They're into this thing. They're making a quote unquote commitment and they're playing the lottery game based off their commitment and they're going to get something out of it. So it's a no lose scenario for the consumer and or child, consumer being mom and dad, um, and Quarto and all publishers. They all do this. It's all about marketing, which is to sell books, and it's not a bad thing. I'm just spelling it out. Um, so what else? Okay, so let's see. Ha 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 ha. Little Spielberg, little Oprah, and then Chris Hoy over there. That's funny. They got many, many, many of these. Oh, I did want to look at their collector's chart. What does that look like? Oh, it's cool. I like how they made it a visual checkbox instead of a bunch of words. That is very neat. That is super cool. Go away. Nobody likes you. Tick the boxes you've read, collect your reading list, upload photos of these books. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Now let's come more in focus. We'll go away from it. Yeah. So we don't need to really go over that. So they got their own day. Join the Dream Big Day, which is a Saturday, September 20th, 2025, which is already gone. So bad. You're late, Johnny. You're late to the party. So what this is a global celebration of the limitless potential in every young mind. We are partnering with retailers and libraries around the world to host Little People, Big Dreams events for young dreamers and their families. The goal of these Dream Big Day events is to bring communities together, giving kids a chance to champion their passions, celebrate local heroes, and share stories of inspiring people who have dreamed big and accomplished amazing things. Then they got this gigantic satellite map of where these things are. Britain and Ireland, that's cool. And then wow, whoever, whatever poor intern, lackey, secretary person, you did a bang up job and they're not paying you enough. You need to ask for a raise because this is very well done. I know you're in big corporate, but even for big corporate, this is well done. Um, yeah. So I think we've covered enough for the little big people. Um, we did the Collectors Club, we did the Dream Big Day, and now we're gonna go to the other imprints of Quarto. Maybe? Yeah. Okay, in the US, we've got Becker and Mayer, Castle Books, Chartwell Books, Fairwinds Press, Epic Inc., Cool Springs Press, Harvard Common Press, Motor Books, Quarry Books, Voyager Press, Rockport Publishers, Rockpoint, Walter Foster Publishing, and Wellfeet Press. And that's just in the US. What else they got? UK. Arum Carnival Design Eye, Happy Yak. That is a great logo and a great name. Francis Leakin, which we covered in deep, well, more so the Francis Leakin children's books. Ivy Kids, Holler, Ivy Press. I come across Ivy Press books a fair bit, actually. You got Quarto Publishing themselves, Leaping Hair Press, Cato, Bright Press, White Lion Publishing, Wide Eyed Editions, and Words and Pictures. So that's a fairly big imprint list across this publishing firm. And find my place. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at a few of them. Specifically, we're gonna take a look at wide-eyed editions, and there's a couple more I wanted to look at. Corey Books and White Lion Publishing. And it won't be a deep dive of their own little separate websites like we did for Lincoln, because this video would be very, very long. It already is going to be very long, but we're going to start with Wide-Eyed Editions. Creates original nonfiction for children and families and believes that books should encourage curiosity about the world we live in. Yeah. Inspiring readers to set out on their own journey of discovery. More, yeah. Our stellar cast of illustrators and authors bring a new sense of wonder to classic themes and simple. Okay. Quality formats that look and feel like beautiful objects. Wide-eyed book focuses on key interests in the arts, natural history, and armchair travel. The imprint was started in 2014. Cool. And again, they have, if you want to write for them, you go over here and submit form and hope for the best. Quarry Books is dedicated to empower creative enthusiasts through high-quality, beautifully illustrated how-to books in the crafting, do-it-yourself, and makerspace. Since 1997, Quarry has inspired artists, crafters, and curious minds with hands-on guidance and visually rich instructions across a wide range of creative pursuits, including fiber arts, needlecrafts, ceramics, jewelry making, and more. Whether you're learning a new hobby or deepening your skills, Corey Books offers accessible, expert-driven titles that encourage creativity, self-expression, and lifelong making. We publish for passionate hobbyists, educators, parents, and creative explorers of all ages. Then White Lion Publishing. Welcome to White Lion Publishing, one of the newest imprints within the Quarto Group. We bring you a range of books that enhance, enrich, and illuminate the titles spanning self-care, lifestyle, popular culture, travel, issues and activism, and food and drink. These are books designed to invite you in, using fresh voices to explore new ideas and inspire the reader. We aim to publish authors with a growing platform who are experts in their fields and who speak directly to readers with voices that resonate. Aha! And again, that was just a small sampling. I know we did Lincoln and then these three, and these three are very short, but they have a lot more in their gigantic little empire they've created. Gigantic and little. Haha. See what I did there? I did a thing. Haha. Let us see. So, let's talk about how they make the money. And before they do, I shall take a giant slug of coffee before we go. I hope you enjoyed that, watching me drink coffee. Thumbs up if you did. So, how do they make money? Trade plus co-editions plus rights. Two big engines: trade publishing, finished English language books plus co-edition, foreign rights. Partner published localized editions. So we're going to start on their contact hub and navigate to their foreign rights for name contracts for both adults and children. And then need my second page here. Come back to in a moment. So, that is a fancy looking office. Ooh, that's what money does, ladies and gentlemen. You get a fancy looking office. Cool. So we got their contact finder for UK and Ireland sales, US sales, international distribution, foreign rights, permission, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's take a look at their global reach first. Fancy, fancy looking map. International partnerships. Okay. There's a lot in South America. It's not surprising, though. all over the US and Canada. I am surprised a lot of Eastern Europe. I mean, I get it's foreign language markets, but they don't have a lot of partners there. Interesting. And then English language markets. Okay, maybe it's just, yeah, I'm just shocked by that. But I get it. They got UK and US based. Maybe they will conquer. Nope, don't say it. Going on. Going on. So let's take a look at, well, let's do UK sales. US, UK, Ireland, and international. What do we got going on? It's just contact information. Do I not get numbers? I guess not. And I guess everything's on one page. But I could call people and email them. Maybe they can tell me. I don't know. There's a video. Neat. So, okay. And let's go look at the foreign rights, which I believe is here. Interest in purchasing rights to publish one of our titles in another language. Okay. Well, that's neat. If you're looking to get your work put out in a foreign country, this is how to do that with them. And we got similar on these. No. Okay. We shall go on. So distribution of sales footprint. Distribution details and return addresses appear on the return policy page, and regional sales teams are listed under the contact, which I think is what we're in right now. But let's look at the return policy. What you got? Satisfaction guaranteed. Yes, we guarantee your satisfaction. Man, I like to be satisfied. This is great. We'll accept returns for a refund if for any reason you are dissatisfied. Man, any reason? Any? Simple return the merchandise with your order number and contact information within 30 days. DVD, CD, video returns, once the tamper seal has been opened, the item is no longer returnable. But any reason? I guess there are some reasons. You got me. I was hoping for the best. Defective items will be replaced at no charge. Okay. And then just goes over how to do it. So, pretty simple. I mean, their return policies like most everybody else's. I kind of would like to have seen maybe a longer return window. Um, and I think this is unnecessary. I don't know how many returns you were getting before you clarified this here, but it could be damage on the inside. They could have slung that thing across the room. I'm talking about USPS here. The thing shatters inside. It's still sealed, right? But the disc inside, somehow through gravity and jerks, it got broke. And you open it up and now you have a broken disc. Now, technically on this line here, I couldn't return it, though defective items wasn't really defective. It was just destroyed inside its own packaging. So, but that's most people. I can't really squint too hard in here. It's just a general gripe worldwide. All right. We've done the returns. What shall we do now? Sustainability and values. Let's go look at their sustainability page. And we've already looked at their values, I believe. So, sustainability. We strive to make our business more sustainable by considering the sustainability aspects of our most important business decisions. The impact of our business on the environment predominantly comes, okay, I gotta go old man voice here. Predominantly comes from the activities we subcontract to our suppliers, including the printing, production, distribution, recycling, and disposal of printed books. To reduce our impact, we adopt the following practices. Use of sustainable paper. Most books are printed on Forest Stewardship Council, or FSC, paper supplies, or for the domestic U.S. printing. We use Sustainable Forestry Initiative, SFI, paper. We estimate 80% of books are printed on sustainable paper. I wonder what happened to the other 20%. Increasing sustainable operations, we continue to consolidate shipments wherever possible so that the number of journeys made is minimized. Ethical production. We continue to work with our suppliers to adopt ethical standards of manufacture using ICTI care process. In addition to these efforts, and with the goal of being a leader of industry change, we relaunched our IB Kids imprint in 2021 to be fully sustainable. That's better than not fully sustainable. Telling hopeful, joyful stories about the nature and the environment in fiction and fostering a deeper connection with the living world through nonfiction. All Ivy Kids titles are printed on 100% post-consumer recycled paper locally to where they will be sold. Our ultimate aim is to reach a net zero impact on the planet. Kale, man. All right, you go stand in the corner now and think about what you did. So, what does all this super jargon mean? It's just, again, great news articles, because for good or ill, activist people are very loud, and they're very loud on the internet. So doing this, to me, now, it's a bonus, it's good for the world, right? But getting those loud people to be very loud saying good things about you is also a plus. So to me, this is marketing. And again, I'm not calling them out. This is common practice these days. It just looks better. And great, again, free marketing from those loud people and good um, newsprint, honestly. And you can put branding on your thing that looks intriguing to people out in bookstores, etc. But again, not a bad thing and common practice. Save the planet. Go Planeteers. Yeah. Okay. Where are we at now? Was there a thing I missed over here? I think there was. Nope. I cover this whole page. You lied to me, notes. Bad notes. Okay, so working with Quarto, we kind of covered this, the submission guidelines, submission agreement PDF, and contacting the foreign rights team. So the only thing we didn't really look at was their submission agreement. That's very short. Now, I'm going to let you know, best contracts are short contracts. So much ambiguity, especially if you sign it. This is a great contract. I can already tell just because how short it is. So let's see. What are we giving away? By signing below, I understand that the Quarto Publishing, QPG, may currently be developing or may plan to develop in the future products based on internal ideas and or based on previous submissions already in receipt that may be similar to my proposed idea or anything included in my submission. Nothing in the QPG submission guidelines or in this agreement shall be construed as a representation or requirement that QPG may not independently, without use of my proposal, develop ideas, content, or products for itself or for others that may compete with or be similar to my actual or contemplated products, ideas, or anything in my submission. So far, this is pretty good for the submittee. Neither party shall claim ownership in or to any information, ideas, concept, plans, or content, new or joint ideas. So phone call and email exchange is what this means, which may be conceived or developed during, as a result of, or in connection with discussions and meetings, as well as information or documents exchanged whatsoever for the ultimate use by either party of any new or joint ideas unless separate written agreement is executed by the parties, provided, however, that by virtue of this agreement, the parties are under no obligation to enter in such a separate agreement. Each party hereby releases the other party and his affiliates and his representative officers, directors, agreements from any and all liability in connection with or in the manner arising out of use of any new or joint ideas. Each party acknowledges that the other party shall have the right but not the obligation to use and exploit new or joint ideas in the manner without compensation, liability, or other obligations to the other party. Okay. This is really good. I like it. It's a good contract, like I said. Now, this is more to cover them. It seems like it's to cover the submittee, but they produce so many products, and having an original idea is very hard, and they may have something in the pipeline that's already like what they're got submitted. And this is to protect them from them declining you, and they come out with this product, and that person goes, "Hey, that's my idea, except they changed my giraffe into an elephant. I'm suing." This is to prevent all of that. So this is like headache proof submission, which is good. It's good. Now, if they were a more evil, crafty corporation, they would have had something in here where anything you submit is now ours. It's like whenever you make a Microsoft Word document, anything you type in that document is Microsoft's. Microsoft would never call anybody on this, but technically they're within their legal right too. But yeah, pretty good contract. Now, what it means for creators. So, again, if you're into writing and all of that, aim to the exact imprint lane your audience shops at. Visual value wins, giftable design, forward packagings perform. Topics with international appeal scale through co-editions and rights. So that is basically Quarto in a nutshell, a very large nutshell because this turned into a very long video. So I wanna hear your comments down below. If you got a Quarto ready pitch, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Unless you signed an agreement, you may not want to. I'm not going to make you sign a contract where you sell your firstborn. Not today, at least. That's tomorrow's project. But anyway, um, yeah, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment down below. If you like what we're doing here, we're starting a book club. We're going to read some interesting things starting in January. So if you'd like to sign up and pick out your book that you want us to read, now's the time to do so. We have a good group of people going, and I'm very excited about our first three books. I'll do a video on that probably in December at some point. But yeah, the Patreon link will be down below, as well as, there we go, better language, all the links of the Quarto and little imprints and all the legal stuff we talked about today for you guys to peruse on your own time. And yeah, I hope you liked the video and keep on booking on.